Hey, what's going on guys? Extrasify here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in my last few videos, I've been getting quite a few comments asking if I could explain my add-ons that I use for gold making. So, I figured I'd bring you guys a video, so let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have Titan Panel. Now, Titan Panel is a really nice UI thing, and I wouldn't exactly say it's gold making specific, but I like it. It helps me keep track of my total gold across all my characters by showing this cool bar up here. If you're leveling a character, it'll show how much experience you've gained per hour, and then along with showing you your bag space, your durability. It has the time here. It's just a really nice add-on. You can add a bunch of other things if you'd like. I like mine kind of how it is, just short and sweet, not too cluttered, but showing me the important things that I'd like to keep track of. So that is Titan Panel. Alright, and then coming in at number 9, we have Rare Scanner. Now, if you take a look on the map right here, you can see all of these skulls on the map, and that basically shows all of the rare spawns in all of the zones, and then as well as what they drop or have a chance of dropping. So along with that, when you go over a rare scan, if you don't immediately notice one being there, it will give you a little alert with an arrow, with a little pop-up, as you saw right there. So that means that there's something rare here that we can then go and kill, or in this case, loot. So there is an alert sound with it, so it might be a little startling sometimes. Just make sure to manage the setting, but I really like it. There are a bunch of rare spawns, especially in like the old world vanilla zones, that drop unobtainable items that they've recently reintroduced, most of it being transmog. So sometimes I like to farm these old zones and try my luck at some old expensive transmogs. But aside from that, Rare Scanner is really great for killing rare mobs for a chance of rare loot. Okay, and then for number 8, we have the add-on Mogit. Now, I have talked about the add-on Mogit before in one of my older videos, but essentially what it does is whenever you hover over any piece of gear, aka transmog, it will show you how that piece of gear looks on your character. So it'll basically make your character model completely naked besides the piece of gear that you have on, and it will do like this rotational 360, as you can see at the bottom, so it shows you what that piece of gear looks like in particular. And all I'm doing is just hovering over the item itself. I'm not pressing any other buttons. But it's really cool to just get a quick look at how gear looks, especially if you're like a transmog farmer and you like to, collect, and maybe you want to save some pieces for your wardrobe if they look really cool. But it's simple and quick, and that is number 8, Mogit. Coming in at number 7, we have the add-on called Scrap. Now, Scrap is a very useful add-on because not only does it vendor all of your gray items that you get from, say, farming dungeons or anything like that, but Scrap also will allow you to set a keybind for toggling an item as vendor trash or not. Now, to me, this is very useful when I am farming dungeons or anything like that. Say I get some like food items from the old world that can really clutter up your bags, and it's just very annoying to go through and like vendor sell everything by right clicking individually. So all you do is set the keybind, and as you can see in the chat at the bottom of the screen, it's set as junk. Now if I go ahead and open my vendor, it will automatically vendor that item. Now to fix that, you simply hit the keybind again to set it as useful, and now it will no longer auto sell to the vendor. So I use that, like I said, with a lot of white quality items that maybe I don't want, like food or health potions, things like that, to clear up the bags very quickly. But yeah, that's Scrap. And coming in at number 6, we have the add-on Farm HUD. Now I in particular really like this add-on whenever I am gathering. Basically what it does is, as you just saw, you just click the minimap icon in the top right, and it brings your minimap to the very center of your screen. Now, I love this add-on because I am quite lazy, even when it comes to gathering, and it just makes it so you don't have to keep looking back and forth at your minimap whenever a node spawns. So just make sure you're tracking your minerals and your herbs, and just get to farming. It's quite awesome. I really can't gather without this add-on on at all times, so it just makes it even easier to gather, and for someone who is quite lazy like me, that is very much appreciated. So yeah, that's FarmHUD. Alright, and coming in at number 5, we have the add-on Worth It. So we have it here as the mini-map, and this is basically going to help you guys decide what you want to farm. A lot of it is for gathering, such as mining, herbalism, skinning, fishing as well. You have a lot of multi-farm, mounts, toys, gold, a lot of many popular farms. So say you want to do some mining, you'll just click that, and boom, according to the TSM prices, it will give you a list of all the great mining locations as far as, where they are. And then if you hit this little plus over here, it will show you what you can expect in an hour's worth, assuming you have like the rank 3s of the mining and everything like that. So it's really nice. It's very nice for deciding which farms you want to do. I personally am a big fan of the multi-farm because I have mining and herbalism on this druid. So like my video about Vashir, I always say it's great, and it is the most gold per hour at the moment, according to the Worth It add-on. But as you can see, recommends tons of great farms, and I highly recommend you guys get this add-on to check your realms and see what you want to farm. And at number 4, we have the add-on All the Things. Now, All the Things is basically the best add-on for anyone who is a completionist. Essentially, if you pull up the minimap icon, it'll track everything that this character or your account does not have completed, such as any achievements, any collected appearances, any mounts, everything imaginable. It can be a little overwhelming, but I promise you it's organized very well. You can go into specific categories and things like that and work towards completing things. So why is this part of my favorite gold making add-ons? Because, well, if you hover over any piece of gear, you can see under the requires level 26, you haven't collected this appearance on the tab thing, right underneath that, you see the ATT world drop cloth, and then the Aboriginal robe is linked there. Now, why does that mean anything? Well, it shows that this is the only appearance in the game that looks like this. If there are other appearances, as I'll show with this one, for example, the Adamantite Cleaver, you also have the Ceremonial Slayer's Axe and the Dark Iron Axe. So why does that matter? Well, in terms of selling transmog, which is, like I've stated before, my favorite way of making gold in WoW, it'll be much easier to sell an item like this, and it may sell for way more than an item like this, because this is the only way they would get this appearance in game, and a lot of people like to collect, and a lot of people have a lot of gold to spend for that. And so I like ATT because it is really the main way of distinguishing unique appearances from non-unique appearances. Now, obviously, I sell off non-unique appearances because they will still sell, but it makes it much easier in terms of sorting and selling your transmog. Alright, now the last 3 add-ons I want to highlight here are all going to tie in together. They pretty much work with each other the most efficiently. So at number 3, we have the add-on Bag Appraiser. Now, Bag Appraiser is really nice whenever you're out farming in the open world or any dungeons or anything like that. Basically, it is a mini-map icon. Now, let me open my bags real quick. So we have about 500 or 600 gold in value. And if we hover over the Bag Appraiser add-on, it'll automatically show your value of the gold in your inventory. Now you can sort this out through Trade Skill Master based on whatever price source you want to use, and we will get into Trade Skill Master in just a couple minutes here. But basically, I like it, and if you've seen any of my dungeon farming videos where I show my results, like I just had the Sunwell video come up shortly, not too long ago, but you just basically hover over and it tells you the looted item value, and I really like that. It makes it super easy to tell how much looted item value you've earned in your farming sessions. Now, coming in at number 2, we have Loot Appraiser. Loot Appraiser is a classic for any kind of farming. Basically, it will track all the items you loot. As you can see, you can sort it by filtering out uncommon, common gear, setting a minimum value threshold, and it will play a little noise whenever you loot an item worth that value or more. Essentially, it's this little window that popped up right here, and as you can see, it is tracking the duration of the session as long as the value with everything that you are looting. Now, obviously, to determine the value of the items you are looting, you need to have Trade Skill Master in your auctions, or excuse me, in your add-ons, and you need to have that downloaded along with having your Trade Skill Master desktop add-on installed as well, and then just set up your realms. There are tons of videos online as to how to do that, and that will make sure that anything you loot will show up as a correct price. Now, Loot Appraiser has been around forever. Everyone has probably heard of it or uses it, but I like it along with the Bag Appraiser add-on because it's just quite satisfying whenever you loot something valuable in any of your farms, and having the Loot Appraiser noise go off, the little like happy pling or whatever, and then having the item on display. It's just very satisfying. There's something about it. Obviously, you can use the Loot Appraiser or the Bag Appraiser add-on to keep track of your value as you farm, but I personally like to use both. So that is why
And
I put
at
them
number 1,
together
we
on
have
the list
Trade Skill
and very
Master.
high
Now,
up
Trade Skill
because they are
Master is
both
super popular.
must-haves
Everyone has heard about
for
it.
farming
But essentially,
in general.
what it is it makes your auction house way easier to sell things on. You basically make groups, you add items into groups, and you can set up auctioning operations to sell everything very quickly. And it makes it just way easier than posting individual items one by one. Now I'm going to add, there are a ton of TSM videos as far as how to understand it, because it can definitely be overwhelming initially. So I'm not going to go super into it, but there are tons of guides online for you to watch and learn from. Along with TSM, one of my favorite parts of it is that it shows this pricing data that I've been talking about in the past couple add-ons. As you can see, it tracks all sell data across the region. It tracks your server in particular's prices as well, and shows the sell rates at the bottom. So guys, that was my list of my top 10 favorite gold making add-ons in WoW. This is a personal list. Obviously, you don't need all of these add-ons, or any of these add-ons really, to make gold in WoW. This is just my preferences, so I just want to make that very clear. And hopefully you guys get any inspiration to download any of the add-ons I highlighted. Let me know if you like the video in the comments below. Let me know if you have any other questions, and aside from that, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next gold making video. Have a great day, and good luck with your auction house sales. Bye-bye.